I've been talking a lot about these two books. It's probably backwards in the screen there, but it's Imagine the God of Heaven and Imagine Heaven. The thing that just fried my brain about all of these near-death experiences was the common experience they all had about their life review. What it did for me was inform my mind and my heart about how important, or what, not how important, but what is really and truly important to God. So, like in numerous life reviews, they would just talk about, they would just be shown their life, the things that they did. But what would often be missing were the really awesome things that they thought they would get points for. You know, the grand, I wrote a book, I did this ministry, I did this stuff over here. It didn't even show up, didn't even rate. And I was like, what is this? Because often we do these big grand things and projects and stuff because, yeah, I do it for personal gratification sometimes. And I also want some recognition too, you know. Don't mind the pat on the backs, you know. Don't mind it at all. But those things didn't even rate in life reviews sometimes. What did was the acts of kindness that were done spontaneously without any ulterior motive. Like one lady talked about what God was so happy and so pleased with in her life was how thoughtful she was to strangers. In that there was a young woman, before her in the grocery checkout, and she didn't have enough money to pay her bill. And so she just stepped forward and paid it for her. Paid the whole grocery bill. And just did it not because she was going to get some praise from the woman or even thanks from her. She just really felt sorry for the girl and thought, must be a hard day. I'm going to make her day better. And so she pays the bill. No other reason. And that's what God noticed. He just noted this act of kindness. The act of kindness. Even to animals, he would indicate to them, look how kind and well-intended you were to this animal. And he would praise them for it. And the things that he talked to them about, hey, we need to improve this a little bit, were the unkindness that they would have, or the attitudes of heart, or the words, the mean words that they would say to other people, and the acts towards other people and how they treated others around them. Those were the things that he was more concerned about than the big deeds. He wanted to be sure that love was front and center in all of these things. And then they would come back and they'd have a different outlook on life. One of the things that was also common was the ripple effect of one act of kindness. In that you think that, well, I just helped this guy out, but, well, that act of kindness was always in his mind when he came across somebody who had trouble in their life, and he thought, well, that guy really helped me out. I'm going to help this person out. And then that person says, I'm going to help this person out. I'm going to help this. And God would show them this ripple effect of their influence throughout their life. Really, really has spoken to me to pay attention to smiling more, to being kind. Not, I'm thinking, hey, if I'm going to be tested on this, I want to be, everybody's going to see it. I want to have that kindness right up at the top. But it has to be from the heart. Can't be just because of, And from the heart, it's like loving people the way God loves them, even bad people. Loving people is the big deal. Love is the big deal. When you get to heaven, it's going to be, how did you love? That's the big deal. You focus on that, you're on the right path. This is the path of God. A couple weeks ago, we talked about that. The paths of God. The ways of God, the paths of God. Love is the path of transformation, not just for you, but everybody that you love. Anyway, this is where I read that book and read that book, was right here in this chair, looking at the ducks on the lake. It's very nice. So I'm glad you were able to join me today. Have a great week. Bye-bye.